Good morning, welcome to a very cold Farmoor. We're here today fishing the bank and we're just going to run through some tricks and tips to help you catch some fish in this cold weather. So the rod I've gone for is the Witchwood Truth line, the fast action. The reason I've gone for the fast action rod as I'm going to be casting a heavy sinking line out today. This is the Cortland's Compact Dye 9. So the head sinks at 9 inches a second. Tippet today I've gone for some 2X Asso fluorocarbon. Slightly thicker than I'd normally use, but we're fishing two boobies and we don't want it to spin up. So the fish at this time of year are going to be sitting right down at the bottom of the water column looking for the warmer water. So as a result we want to keep the flies there for as long as possible. So to ensure that, we're going to cast as far as we can, leave the line to sink for as long as possible, and then use a really slow figure of 8 retrieve, and this will keep the flies really close to the bottom where the fish are hopefully going to be sitting. So I've got 4 feet to my first fly, which is a small abortion booby, but it's got quite large eyes, and then up from that I've got another 6 feet to a Zonka type booby tied with our Pearl Blizzard flash. So the idea is that the abortion booby will sit roughly 4 feet off the bottom, and then the larger Zonka booby will fish 5 to 6 feet above that, and as I pull it the flies will pull down towards the bottom. So let's get going and hopefully we'll catch some fish, and we'll talk you through some other methods as the day goes on. So we've just cast out, got nearly the full line out, and then all I'm going to do is just give it a pull to straighten it and just let that sink probably 20, 30, 40 seconds, get it right down to the bottom, and then we'll start a really slow figure of 8 retrieve. Just on the drop, just make sure you're holding the line just in case you get any fish that might be sitting in mid-water, and take the flies on the way down and then you can react. So that's been about 40 seconds now, so just start a really slow figure of 8 retrieve. So we've just cast out again. This time I've left it for over a minute just to get those flies really deep. I've got as much of the fly line out as I can get. So again, start a slow retrieve, and you'll see halfway through the retrieve I might actually just speed it up just to vary the retrieve in case there's any fish just sat below it or around the fly, just having a look, and the slight change of retrieve can just induce the take. So Ben's in, it's the first fish of the day. So he's fishing a slightly different method. He's using a 12-foot sink tip. It's a fast tip, so it's sinking at about 2 inches a second, and he's teamed that with 3 weighted atomic eggs. He was actually reeling into change, thought he had a pull, so he's fished a little bit faster, probably in mid-water, and first cast after he did that is into a fish. So we'll let him play that, get it into the net, and we can see what it's taken. And here it comes to the net.
Finally.
So, cracking fish, and it's taken a orange atomic egg. There's the fly. So we'll get it back. So just had a change of tactics. Ben's been doing quite well on his method of a 12-foot tip and 3 weighted flies, just sort of chucking it down, letting it sink down to the bottom, and then just drawing it back up along the ledge that we've got out in front of us on Farmoor. So to replicate that but also fish a slightly different method, I've gone for a die 3. Now this thinks at 3 inches a second, and then what I've done is I've gone for a slightly longer leader. It's about 12 feet. I've got a weighted orange atomic egg on the dropper. That's the fly that Ben's catching all his fish on, and then on the point I've got a blizzard zonker. So what I'm going to do, cast it out, leave it for sort of 10 seconds. I'll vary the countdown just to work the depth, but I'll start with 10, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw the fly back towards me and see if I can get the fish going from the top down to the bottom rather than popping the boobies off the bottom. So let's give it a go. Just had a fish follow the hang marker then. Well, a little bit more interest on that cast again. We had a fish actually following the hang marker on the line, so hopefully the next one will eat the orange atomic egg if they want a bit of orange. Just had a pull there, so we're just going to keep pulling. Yep, he's on. There we go. That's the first fish of the day for me, and he's taken the weighted blizzard zonker on the point. So it just shows best laid plans. I started off heading on the bottom working up, but that's not what the fish wanted. They wanted it from the top down, so I'll get this fish in the net. There it is, my first fish of the session. It's taken the bead-headed blizzard zonker. The last fly I actually tied in our fly tying tutorials. I'll put a link in the description below so you can see the actual tying of this fly, as it's just proven it's effective in the colder months. So the fly actually came out in the net. Benefit of barbless, so I'll just come up and show you the fly. Due to the colder weather, the fish are actually a little bit more podded up at the moment, because while I was playing that fish I had another one come and follow. So this is the fly, say size 12, 3mm tungsten bead, the pearl and white blizzard flash, and then the grey zonker strip over the back. So we'll continue fishing, hopefully we'll get a few more. So that's the first fish caught, hopefully we'll get another one. So that was straight off the top, just drawing it back. I think from speaking to Ben, we think that basically what happens on Farmoor is the ledge goes out 10 feet, then it shelves away again, and we think they're just sitting on that ledge, cruising up and down. I think the cold weather's made them pod up a bit, as I said, after I caught that fish. So it's just a case of keeping the flies on that ledge and just working them back up in. Yeah, big one. So that was roly-polying. So all I did then, as I start to feel a fish taking, is just sped up. What you don't want to do is lift too early on the roly-poly, because you'll move the fly away from the fish. Just roly-poly it basically until the line's really tight and you can't really pull anymore, and then just lift up, and as you lift, try and just set the hook a little bit. But again, on the blizzard zonker, really good fly this is proving to be today. There we go. Hopefully the fly will fall out in the net, because I don't really want to touch it because it's freezing. And then we'll just slip him back. we go. That was on the hang. Just had about 4 fish follow me. Yeah. Just shows that they're podded up at this time of year. Again, it's taking the zonker on the point. Oops, that's frozen. So on that one, again, just let it sink down. I was drawing it back. Just as it got to the side, I could see a lot of fish following, so I just hung the fly there, watching the dropper. The dropper darted away and I knew I'd got a fish on the point fly. Let's get these flies back out there. Oh! On the drop, I've just literally flicked the flies out and one's taken the blizzard zonker again. Now the last fish I caught, there was a lot of fish following. Oh no, it's taken the weighted atomic egg. These are available to purchase on the website if you're interested. I would say that this was one of the fish that was following with the fish I've just landed, and it was still hanging around in the area. But as the old saying goes, I'd rather be lucky than good, and this fish is certainly a lucky one. Just come off at the net, saves me netting him. But even a lucky fish is welcome when it's -5. I'll come in. Oh, no. So I've just landed one. I was actually let it go down a little bit deeper, just started to roly-poly because Ben's actually got 2 fish on, and this one's taken the zonker on the point on a slightly quicker retrieve. Looks a slightly better fish. Just shows though, if you get the depth right like me and Ben have, the sport can be fantastic in the winter. We're enjoying some really good sport, and we don't know it's -5 because we're catching lots of fish. Well, there's Ben's fish netted for him. So it's a cracking fish here. If I can get him in. How about that for bad netting? There we go. So it's a lovely fish. It's taken the blizzard zonker. I'll just put the rod down. You can just see the blizzard zonker there in the fish's mouth. Cracking Farmoor rainbow, taken in the cold weather. We'll just slip him back in the net. And away he goes. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. That seems a good place to end it. If you want to take a look at any of the flies we're using, I've tied the one I just caught that fish on the latest fly tying tutorial on YouTube, and the weighted eggs that Ben's been catching on are available to purchase on the Uphaven website. So if you've liked this video, remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel, and hope we'll see you on the water soon.